Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Towards a Better Nigeria. My name, once again, is Munyoluwa Olu Davis. Last week, we concluded our series on the great African inventions. And told you last week then that if we, the Africans, as a continent, as a people, as a race, achieved this much, had these great inventions, we were the leader of the world. We set the pace. We model the world to the way we know it today. We are the first human race on the planet Earth. We run shows. We dictate things. How do we lost it all? How do we find ourselves where we are now? How do we fall from grace to grass? Today we are starting on a series I call The Fall of Africa. What are the things that led to our fall? Contrary to popular belief that says slavery was the reason why Africa fell, I will say not exactly. Slavery contributed to it. But before slavery, Africa has been deteriorating from within. Before slavery, Africans, we were living as kings and queens. We were living as princes and princesses. Now, let me just give you a little note on how our behaviors and our structures were. If you are being called by a king, it is a crime in those days in Africa for the king to arrive at that hall before you. You have to be there before the king. If you are being summoned by someone that is older than you or someone that is highly respected, you have to be there before that person. But if you are being called by someone that is a little bit lower than you or someone that does not have so much respect as you think, you decide to go there a little bit late because the kings and the queens always arrive late when everything is already set and settled. Now, since we were all living like kings and queens, princes and princesses, we decided to ignore the most valuable asset of all time. And that asset is timing. We waste time enormously. You call for a meeting and nobody will be there 1 hour, 2 hours after. That started long before slavery. And unfortunately, I make bold to say that it still continues today. We waste time a lot. And timing and punctuality are the wheels of success. Now, it becomes even an adage to be proud of, and they call it an African time. Unfortunately, it's not only in Africa. You go to Jamaica, they call it the Jamaican time. Haiti, they call it the Haiti time. Everywhere the black race are, we disregard timing because of the blood of the kings and queens, princes and princesses that flows within our fame. We assume our royalty, we assume our kingship, we assume our honor, and that reflects on our respect for timing. It was supposed to be a good thing if we were actually living as kings and queens now. But since we found ourselves where we are now, for us to pick up and go back up, timing is of excess. We need to give value to timing. Yeah, the days of us being princes and princesses, kings and queens, I'm afraid to say, is far, far gone. The earlier we realize it, the better, and take up our channel and move the continent forward. River doesn't normally flow downward. That is why the valley gets all the goodies. If you humble yourself, you get more respect than when you think you are above anyone. Successful people never waste time. Now, to build Africa is not a project of one man. To build Africa is a joint contribution of both you and me, starting from the way we honor and respect timing. This is a video for us, it's a wake-up call video that as kings and princes, as queen of the continent of Africa, we need to sit back and think twice. The days of our kings and queens are far gone, but we can get it back. But to do that, we have to give very, very good attention to timing. If you can do that, and I can do that, the continent of Africa and Nigeria as a country will be a better place. Next week, we'll be talking then on the impact of slavery that led to the fall of Africa. Together with me and you, if you love Nigeria the way I love it, we can improve it. Join me next week. Bye for now.